Hello everyone. In this part of the video, we'll be learning about the primitive or the important components in Python. Those are Python strings. We all very well know that whatever value that are being printed using the print function or the value that are being read using the input function are always in the form of strings. What is a string in Python? And let us see how to work with it. Now string or alias called as str is basically a class in Python. That is, when I say type, when I call this Python interpreter Python 3 -q, and when I talk about type of str, now str is basically a type. That is, str is basically a module. For example, let's say type of, I'll basically call a string here, HELLO. Now this is basically a string class. Now what the string can do? Now let us talk about some of the function that is available inside the string. I'll create a variable called st. Inside I'll store a string. I'll talk about type of st, which is basically a string. Let us talk about dir of st. Now this will give me a list of functions that are available inside the string class. Now these are the functions which you can perform using a string. Now all these functions which are represented with these underscores are basically inbuilt functions, or you call it as a private function which we cannot use it outside the class. And these are the function which starts without any underscores. These are the functions which we can use. For example, let me expand this window. So I'll import the OS module to clear the screen. I'll simply create a variable called st, within which I'll store hello world. Now when I call this function called st.capitalize, now this function simply returns another string in which the first character is capitalized. So the purpose of the capitalize function is to capitalize the very first character in the string whatever we have passed, and that will not affect the string from which we have called it, rather it will return it. For example, when I call st is still the same, it has not changed. Hello world h has not changed. But when I call st.capitalize, it changes the existing st value and returns it without affecting the existing value. So I'll call st2 and store as st.capitalize. So the value of st, I'll clear the screen. The value of st is still hello world, and the value of st2 is hello world h capitalized. Now let us talk about some other functions. Let us have a look into the function which are available. Now we have talked about capitalize. Let's talk about case fold. st2 is equal to st.casefold. Now what has happened to st? St is still the same. Now what has happened to st2? st2 is still the same. Let's create a file and let's check it out. Let's save this file as cp2.python. I'll create a string hello world. So I'll print those values st.capitalize. Now this returns a capitalized version of the string. More specifically, makes the first character have uppercase and the rest has lowercase. So this is the purpose of the capitalize function. Okay. Let's talk about print st.casefold. Now returns a version of the string suitable for caseless comparisons. That is, it will remove all the case sensitivity and you can literally compare with another string of similar lowercase. Okay. Now rather than using a string, I'll provide a string as hello. Okay, I'll not use this hello world string. I'll pass on the string directly. Okay. Let's have another function dot center. Now center is a function which aligns the text in the center. So I have to provide a padding length. I provide a padding length of 10. Reason because I already have a string which is of length 5. So I want a string which is more than of length, a number which is more than 5. So I've given a length of 10. So print, let's have another function. Hello dot. Now all these is alpha, is num are the basic function which you already use. Even then I'll mention it. Before that we'll use lower. So it converts the whole string into a lowercase. Print dot upper converts the whole string into uppercase structure. Print. Now this is the one main thing which I want to mention. Hello world dot title. Okay, now let's save this. Let's run this whole thing. Python 3 cp2.python. Now as you can very well see, hello, it has converted, it has not kept the whole string as capital, rather it has made only the first character of the string to be capitalized and rest are left as lowercase alphabets. And the second thing, case fold, it removes all the case sensitivity, that is all the uppercase characters are converted into lowercase characters for the sake of comparison. Now center, it aligns the word hello in 10 character space in the exact middle point. And this one, lower function is to convert the whole string into lowercase, and upper function is to convert the whole string into an uppercase character. Now this title function, now title is basically a function. Now have a look at this. Now let us see what title does. Okay, now title returns a version of the string where each word is title cased. That is, each word in the string will have their first character to be made as uppercase character. You can see words starts with uppercase character and all the remaining case characters have lowercase. And this is all about the title function in string class. Now apart from this, there are a lot of other functions which is available inside the string class in Python, and they are to check whether the given string is made up of only alphabets and numbers, for which we use this function called isAlnum to check whether the string is made up of only alphabets and numbers or not. And we also have isAlpha, only alphabets, isDigits, only digits, isUpper, only uppercase, isLower, only lowercase. Okay, and we also have is ASCII is made up of only ASCII numbers. Is it whether is it decimal number, is decimal, whether it is numerical, so is numeric, is printable, is space, is title, is upper. So those are the functions which you can use with is condition in terms of string class. Now apart from this, we can also have something called as index to check out the index of another substring inside the string. For example, hello world dot index of WORLD. Okay, WO. What this will do, let's see. Now we can see the output, it says 6 because the word WO starts exactly from the 6th index. HE, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and W starts from the 6th index, hence the output is 6. Now in case if we provide a string which is not a substring of the given string, and when you run this command, it will throw an error saying a value error which says substring not found. Now the same thing can be done with R index also, which says R index. When I run the file, it will count the index from the right, side part of it. Still it is 6 because it is, for example, if there are two things that is present, for example, let's say, now since W is present only once, we don't have this confusion. Let's try for the L. Now let's try only the index part. And when I say only index part of it, it gives me the first occurrence of the character L. The L is present in the second index 0, 1, 2. The second index, that is the first occurrence of the character L in it. And when I call R index, the same thing I'll do it once again. I'll copy paste it. Now instead of calling index, I'll call R index. When I run the file, you can see I have got two different answers, which is 2 and 9. Now index function starts looking out for the substring from the left extreme onwards, whereas R index starts looking out for the substring from the right extreme onwards. So that is why we have got two different answers in terms of index and R index. And similarly, we have something as print hello world, and I have got lot of spaces after the string, and I'll type strip. We might not be able to see what the function has done, but what it does is nothing but it removes all the empty spaces after the word. So in order to know the end, I'll print an exclamatory mark after this. When I run this file, you can very well see after the word there is only one space, and remaining extra space whatever we have kept it is being truncated, and that is the purpose of the strip function. And this comes with both the formats lstrip and rstrip to remove spaces only from the front or only from the rear or from both the ends. And apart from this, we also have a lot of other functions, which is starts with split. Now split is another important function which says hello world.split. Now let's see what it does. Hello world new era common. Okay. Now let's see what it does. I'll clear the screen and I run this. Now you can very well see now split function has separated the whole string based upon the spaces in between them and separated each and every string into a separate string and stored all the value inside a list format. When we use these square brackets, it represents a list in Python, which we will see in our later stages. So it has made my string into a list. Now this can also, it does not necessarily be done only by spaces. We can also do it with the help of characters, that is split of O. Okay, I'll do a normal split and also do a split with O, not to show the difference. So I'll do split without any constraints. I'll clear the screen, I'll run it once again to show you the difference. Now we can see when we call the split function separately, that is without any arguments, you can very well see the string is separated based upon the spaces between them. And when we provide a specific substring, that is O, so the string is separated based upon the character of O, presence of the substring what we have provided. So HEL is one word, WO, so W is separate, RLD new era C is one word, common, so C is separate, MM is separate, and N in the final end. So now you can understand how the split function basically works here. Now these are the functions which are available inside the Python string class. In our next video, we'll also see another primitive Python class, that is numbers. Thank you.